Now we have to honor a few of our friends who have been the pillars of the Cyber Society of India. Advocate Mr. Vasudevan. Welcome, sir. You're honored by the Cyber Society of India. We welcome you to the dais. Advocate Mr. Shankar. Last but not the least, our own public prosecutor from Punamalli, Mr. Balamurugan. Mr. Balamurugan, the recently conducted awareness session, he had paid the subscription for whole of his office juniors. So everyone give a loud applause for all the three legal fraternity who have been supporting the Cyber Society of India. And without any delay, I should go to the main session of the day. We have a great speaker in us, Mr. Ranganathan sir, advocate from Mysore. And the topic is going to deliberate is monetary compensation to cyber victims, adjudication under the Information Technology Act 2000. And he's a legal professional with a passion and dedication towards law. And he has over 20 plus years of experience in handling very many cases. And his profile is very long to paucity of time. I'm just reading over the important ones. He won the first cybercrime civil case at the Madras High Court, Uma Shankar versus ICICI Bank, and also won the first cyber civil case in Karnataka before adjudicator Shrikant Subramaniam versus Indus Ind Bank. He had been already felicitated by the Cyber Society of India because he had been a guest here already and he has come again. And he has been awarded with the most trusted law firm in India 2022. He is the founding partner of the Roots Cyber Law Firm, dealing almost all the cyber related issues. And he has handled numerous cases related to cyber and the corporate matters. And he has a great connect with the industry and he has got lots of feathers on his cap. I beg pardon for not able to read the whole of your profile. It's such a long profile since we want to listen to you much more, sir. So for you, and we welcome amongst a round of thunderous applause to Ranganathan sir who has travelled from Mysore to give us this session to us. Welcome to you, sir.
Can this light, only this? No problem. No problem. No problem. No problem. No, that's okay. No, that's not. Only this main light. Morning, Founder President. Thank you for being here. And it's a wonderful Cyber Society of India is one of its kind in India, I would say. Not seen any other society who is striving to bring the awareness and other aspects of cyber cases, nor any other aspects. It is only the Cyber Society of India of Chennai who is actively doing that. There are many organizations, but this is one of the great place. Second thing I would say is, especially Tamil Nadu has contributed to the cyber very greatly, because the first case stands over here. And I would like to recall the first cyber criminal case, Suhas Katti versus State of Tamil Nadu. Who was the investigation officer? Our great Balu sir. A great round of applause. Because at that time, nobody knew what was cyber, how to investigate, where to go and how to get evidences and how to file a charge sheet. At that time, he made that great job. So really hats off to you, sir. And already many speakers spoke. The president spoke about the certain NASCOM details, and madam gave details of the cyber crimes, how it is happening, and where to reach out, right? So today the technology is inevitable. We like it or not, from the kids to the age-old people, we are attached to technology. Yes or no? Yes. The morning we get up, earlier we were looking at the God's photo. Today, how many messages we have? Before we go to bed, same thing. Reply everyone, good night, and then we go to bed. In this word, recent survey, I was doing a research work for a paper, for a research paper. So recent survey by McAfee, that was alarming. Any idea how many cyber crimes in the world globally per second in terms of value? Any rough idea? It is 1,90,000 US dollars. That is per second. So by the time we finish our session, it would be millions of dollars across the globe. So as we speak, as we hear, there is some crime happening. As madam rightly said, because of human greed. What we have seen is 99% of the cases, whether it is in civil damages or criminal damages, it's because of human greed. It's easy money. Like somebody sends, you sit in home and click on YouTube. How many of you got message? Nobody got? Few of them have got. Even I have received. So you sit in home, you click on YouTube, you can earn 50 rupees per video, and they'll give task by task. First they'll remit 150 rupees to your account, then it is guaranteed income. Then they'll give the second task, third task, fourth task. This way task will be keep on going, and finally they'll land up. If you want to earn more, you have to pay some deposit. That's where the trick begins, to catch the human mind. Once a human is given, say for example, small amount only they'll say. See, you pay 10,000, you will be getting 20,000. And you have to finish these tasks. And already the faith is built by remitting certain amount of money. So now faith is there, money I have received, so there is a guarantee. So I'll go and remit. So the moment I remit, the trick starts from there. From there on, they'll ask for one or the other reason, and people will tend to keep on paying them. That is one. And the recent one, another one is going on is in the Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency, where you can double your money, right? And what is the maximum value you have heard a person has lost in Bitcoin? 45,000. Any other amount? 120 million. Good ma'am. Where? Okay. One case what we handled was 81 lakh. One person started with 2,000 rupees, ended up by paying 81 lakhs. That was with a reputed company, and he was tricked in the Bitcoin to double his money, and then he was a victim. Finally, as ma'am said, we had called cybercrime wing, and then we traced out immediately where it was. Luckily, it was stuck in a bank, and that is the only case till today what I have seen. He got back 81 lakhs as of today, and I have not seen any other person to get back such a big money. So it makes very important. Madam said 72 hours. I would say within 24 hours. The moment you become a cyber victim, or your friends or family, whoever, the 24 hours is the deadline to report to 1930 or cybercrime.gov.in. Why? Because as madam said, to freeze the money. The main justice or what we can give at the moment, given the cyber technology, is getting back the money what has been lost, the damage what has been happened. And if they are using VPN or proxy server, it's next to impossible to trace them. Right, ma'am? Madam said 50 police stations are here. In Bangalore alone, there are 10 stations. In per station, per day, 15 FIRs are getting registered. So imagine the amount of pressure the police also has. 15 FIRs per day. That means which case to investigate, which case not to investigate. Because it's not like a CRPC, I go and I catch and I get them. You need to trace the IP address, then the location, then you have to connect the man to the machine, whether the person was accessing that machine at that point in time. A lot of challenges are there. So it's better to have awareness. Awareness is the best medicine for cyber crimes. Unfortunately, many people doesn't have the cybercrime awareness, how it is happening. Because If you recall, a decade back or 15 years back, it started with Nigerian lottery fraud, right? How many of you remember you got mails, yeah, we have won the lottery? It's a simple common sense. Without taking a lottery ticket, I can't win the lottery. Right? Somebody comes and gives you pounds, and somebody sends, unknown person from London sends you a jewelry package. Many people have lost lakhs of rupees in order to get, receive jewelry package which has come from London, US or anywhere, right? So there are two ways. Next slide, sir. So basically, okay, this is one of the case which I heard. This is again in Tamil Nadu. So just let me tell you how I, unknown friend, because the internet brings anonymity, right? Internet brings anonymity. That means to say, who is the person behind the ID, behind that particular user ID, we don't know, right? So this is one of the case that this thing is not happening, sir. Sir, just come back. Yeah, just one. One. Yeah, wait. Yeah, here an unknown friend there will be a friendship in Facebook. The guy will be in US, and he'll meet a girl online in Facebook, and they'll exchange messages, one click, and they'll fall in love. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. So all intimacy and other things and all is happening over that. And then one fine day he'll tell, okay, I'll come, we'll get married and we'll get engaged and other things and all. Then finally she'll send a list of items what she needs, like Apple MacBook and other things, phone and other things. And in good faith he'll get it. When he comes, the girl won't come to the airport. Rather than she'll send one of her handicapped friend to collect the items. So she'll go and collect. She'll come back and he'll go back to US. And then he'll show one of his friends, see, I met this girl online and I'm going to marry her, etc., etc., and he'll show the profile pic. Then his friend will say, in your life you cannot get married to her, because this was the photo. This is anonymity, right? So who is the person behind the ID? Lot of friend requests we get in Facebook or in Insta and other places. How many of you have friends in Facebook without knowing them physically? Nobody? Many of us have, right? We would have heard about them. And if that profile is original or not, it's a fake one or a real one, that also we don't know, right? Next page. So what is cybercrime? Cybercrime we all spoke about. It's basically using internet to make a fraud. That is finance fraud or revenge or tracking or any other purpose, right? All of you are with me. Now there are two types. Okay, types of crime, let me skip because we already spoke. There are email fraud, identity theft, and financial or card payment data. Majority of the crimes happens for financial fraud. Almost 99% would be for wrongful gain, making another person wrongful loss, right? So basically what is cyber loss? We all know technology, right? We all know information technology. It has grown like anything and it has changed the world. The way we think, there are no borders. Once upon a time, if somebody want to speak from US or from any other place in India, that was a huge task, right? They used to spend a lot of money also. Now it's free. The communication is free and there are no borders, especially in the internet. You can connect to anyone from any part of the world within few seconds. And the crime is also happening in the same place, right? So cybercrime is nothing but the technological crime which is using technology and internet. Similarly, to protect that, to bring the boundaries, we have cyber laws, right? Globally, as the President said, GDPR is there, which is the strongest General Data Protection Regulation Act of European Union. Why it's very strongest is because of the damages one can claim, and against that is 4% of the revenue. There is a total revenue, not on the profit. So that, and the rules also, it's very stringent in order to protect the data of the citizens. Following that, every country is coming up, and India is also coming with PDPA. That is the Privacy Data Protection Bill. Very shortly we'll be having that. Yeah. When it comes to legal aspects, we all know two broad categories: civil, criminal. So far what we discussed was on the criminal aspect of cyber crimes, where we call 1930, report to a station, etc., etc. And there are various types of crimes which are falling in, correct? And what falls into civil? What is civil law otherwise? All legends are here, let me just, here. What is the difference between civil laws and criminal laws? Against? Yes. Yeah. Right, ma'am. So, one thing is in the criminal law, it will end up with punishment. In civil law, it will end up with claiming damages or compensation. In cyber, we know we lodge a complaint, police will freeze the account, and then advocates will help to get the court order to defreeze, they'll get the amount. What if I have not done anything wrong? The data has been leaked from somewhere, like I have a bank account, it's not of my mistake, I have not given OTP, bank has compromised, and because of negligence from the bank, I have lost the money. Is there a remedy? What is that remedy? We don't have Privacy Protection Act as of now. How can I claim? Where? Where can I file? Thank you so much. Yes. The main thing is, majority of the people don't know there is a process to claim damages where if you lose money in cyber world, for none of my personal mistake, I have not shared the OTP, I have not shared the credentials, nor I have been tricked from a mail which came as if it is coming from the bank. So that's where this is called adjudication process. Like how we have civil and criminal in the IT Act, Information Technology Act, we have section 43, 43A, which gives authority to adjudicating officer again under section 46. Every state has an adjudication officer who is nothing but a IT secretary, right? So we'll talk about what is adjudication process and when I can claim that, how I can claim that, and what are the case laws which is being solved as of now. Yeah? Yeah, Information Technology Act consists of 13 chapters, right? The first chapter 2 to 8 was predominantly in IT Act 2000, where other countries said they may not be able to do business where countries they don't have any law related to information technology. So in India, in IT Act 2000 came in to bring the recognition for digital signatures and electronic records. Thereafter, over a period of time, like in 2008, there was amendment which was carried out and there was a lot of other sections also brought up for penalizing the criminals and other things and all, right? So as of now, IT Act 2008 is the comprehensive one what we as Indians have for the remedies under information technology crimes and damages what we can claim, right? Sir, next one. Sir, next one. Yeah, chapter 9 of IT Act. This is one of the important chapters in the adjudication process. What does it give? Section 43, that is the penalty and compensation for damage to computer system or computer network, etc. 43 capital A. This is very, very important section in Information Technology Act, where one can claim damages where they are not wrong, where they have not given in their credentials, passwords, OTPs or anything, but still they have lost money. Have you heard any of the cases like this? Correct? For them this is applicable, right? And section 46 gives the power to adjudicating officer. Sir, move on. Okay, these are some of the real-time cases. This is one of the case where the account belongs to a cooperative bank. The cooperative bank doesn't have a facility of NEFT and RTGS. In turn, they tie up with some of the other banks like HDFC, ICICI and other people. So whenever they get a request, the process of I go and give a requisition, they fill up and then they transfer on my behalf, right? So here they have taken these services from another bank and they have given the form for NEFT and other things and all, but they have not chosen for IMPS, right? Just keep that for the moment. And one fine day, that too on a second Saturday and a Sunday, some 44 transactions will take place from the bank server. And till then, I have not done any transaction on the second Saturday or a Sunday. Now, these 44 transactions is amounting to nearly 1 crore. Now, 1 crore is gone from the cooperative bank's account, which was lying with the, let us take it as a HDFC bank. From HDFC bank, it has gone. And I didn't receive any SMS, I didn't receive any emails. Monday morning when I come, I realize the transactions. That's where I immediately call HDFC under zero-day liability. Anybody aware zero-day liability? RBI guidelines? Okay, in RBI guidelines, they have told within 3 days, immediately after 3 days, if you are reporting it to the bank is liable and consumer is not liable. That qualifies to be zero-day liability. But none of the bank has appreciated that so far. We have also reported to RBI, but still it's going on. Coming back to this case. So it happened on a Saturday and a Sunday. Then reported to bank, filed FIR. Immediately they freezed around 16 lakhs in various bank accounts because it went to 44 different bank accounts. When we traced the IP address, we did a forensic investigation. When we traced the IP address, it traces all over India. Within 2 days, all over India, how can I do those transactions? Practically, it is not possible, right? Now, we have filed the case, it's under trial. Now, the question is, who is wrong in this? Sorry? Okay. Any other? Okay, there was one more thing. We all love to use freewares, right? Without paying, we get the softwares. Organizations or individual. Correct? Yes or no? Free apps, free mails. And organization also do that. So one interesting thing which came up in this investigation is, they had an app called AnyDesk. Have you heard AnyDesk? It's like a team viewer. Have you heard these two? Yes, yes. That is to share the screen. Simple. And it's a freeware. So maybe that was the root cause, but that is not confirmed yet. But here, what is the negligence of HDFC? When I didn't opt for IMPS, all this transaction happened IMPS. You could have blocked my account then and there. Second thing, I never did any transaction during a second Saturday and a Sunday. And this being a cooperative bank, you could have alerted me. You could have called me, or you could have blocked also. I don't mind. They didn't do. So this is what qualifies to be a case for claiming damages, right? How much we can claim under adjudication process? Up to 5 crores. Above 5 crores, the jurisdiction lies with the civil court, right? Sir, go on. Okay, phishing mails. Have you heard what is phishing mail? Phishing or spoofing? Anybody? No? Okay, phishing mails are the mails which seems like coming from a genuine email ID. But that is not a genuine email ID. In this case, what happens, one of the employee receives a mail as if his boss is sending. As if his boss is sending, I'm in a medical emergency, I need some urgently 8,000 rupees. The boss is asking, and he didn't think he remitted 8,000 rupees. Again, one more mail will come. Again, I need another 24,000. That's where he got alerted. He called his boss. And then he realized that was not the case, and then immediately he reported, right? So here in these cyber crimes, they create two things. One is urgency, second is the fear. They don't give time to think. The urgency is as so much, like as madam said, today if you are not paying the electricity bill, your electricity will go off. What do? I don't have time. And that too they call it 4 or 4:30, and they tell time is till 5 o'clock, or they'll give 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and you don't have any, and the senior citizen tend to, they can't go and pay the bill and other things and all. So these two things also to be considered. One is the urgency they create and the fear they create. Fear is, this is the new type of fraud which is happening. Some people are posing as police officers, and there are customs of, yeah. Yes, yes. Our customs, they say we are calling from customs. You have a package which is having a product which is not legal in India, and you have to pay certain duty. Otherwise, we'll come and arrest you in next 1 hour. So what do? Some people tend to pay because I don't want to get arrested and other things and all. Some people, of course, they call police or say friends and other things and all. So these are the two more things. Yes, sir. OLX fraud. This is again very common. Hope everyone knows what is OLX. That is the platform given for buying and selling products. So now what these guys will do, if I want to sell something, say I posted a sofa, immediately I'll get a call. immediately within 5 minutes. And here the trick what they use is, okay, I'll pay now and I'll pick up the goods later in the weekend. And one of my cousin is in Chennai. I'm not in Chennai. One of my cousin is there. For her, I am booking it. I'll be happy, right? He's paying right now and taking goods later in the weekend. This is one more way to trick people. And then they'll send a QR code telling that your account is remitted with 1 rupee or 10 rupee or 100 rupees. Just check and confirm. The moment we scan that QR code, I'm using my UPI credentials and the control is taken over by him. So now he is inside my account and he can do, he's already controlling my account. So that lots and lots of money is lost. And they also pose as persons from military. They want to sell a two-wheeler or they want to buy a house or for rent. And here also lakhs of rupees are already siphoned. Yes, sir, we can go to next. Next, sir. Yeah, gift fraud again, as I told, all of a sudden, out of the blue, you will get a message on WhatsApp or Telegram or call telling that you have received a gift and it has foreign currency along with jewelry. Target is women. Women love jewelry, right? So for this fraud, target is women only. Just assume you don't know anybody in London or anybody in US or anybody out of India and they send you a package. Is it possible practically? And then the next item is, they'll say there is a small processing fee of 800 rupees. If you pay 800, you will get the package delivered by evening. So the moment they pay 800, then they'll say custom duty is there, then they'll say TDS, then they'll say various other things. They'll come until unless your account is emptied. Lot of women have lost up to 60 lakhs was the maximum what we have seen to receive a parcel from unknown person. Next, sir. Insurance fraud is again targeted for senior citizens, especially those who have retired in the recently 6 months, 1 year. I don't know from where they are getting data, and they know where to get the data. They know they have this pension funds and other things and all, so they call them and they say we are giving insurance. This insurance covers OPD, inpatient, and as well after 6 months, you will be covered with pension. You will get 6,000 rupees per month. You have to invest 5 lakh. And after 5 years, you will get back that 5 lakh also. It's very attractive, right? Attractive, lucrative, especially for senior citizens and for their health. And for that reason, many people have become fraud for this. Lottery fraud, this is again a old one. Without applying anywhere, we are winning lotteries. And sometimes we used to give in the malls and all. From there also they used to take data. Now they are not doing that, but from some other places they are picking up. And again, all this information is going out from our mobile only. Our apps, free apps, what we use, who is tracking, who is listening. Because many of our apps has given access to microphones, right? We don't know who is hearing, sitting somewhere else, this conversation, what we are doing, right? Go on. Next, sir. This has become a trend after COVID. This is one is online job, that is a part-time job, what I said. Second way of cheating is backdoor entry. After COVID, a lot of people lost their job because of company could not afford to have them, right? So that was the time these cyber criminals came and they offered, I'll get you a job in IBM, Accenture, Intel, etc., etc. But it's a backdoor entry and other things and all. So obviously a person who is not having a job tend to believe all that, and then they paid 2 lakh, 3 lakh, like that. One person had 24 people along with her. 24 people paid in turn 3 lakhs. 24 into 3, almost 70 plus lakhs they have lost. This is for Infosys. And the beauty of this fraud was, when we analyzed, the email came from HR of Infosys. If they reply, it will go to the fraudster email ID. But if they send a new mail, it is going to HR of Infosys. Can this be possible? How?
You can change your reply to can be different and the sending mail address can be different.
Yeah. The email spoofing, we say it. Like the phishing mail, what we spoke about, there is something, email spoofing can be done, where it looks like as if it's coming from a genuine email ID. But in this particular case, there was the beauty that investigation is on, but still we are also talking with info. And here one more negligence, not only the bank, even the corporate has a requirement of following reasonable security practice. HR called the candidate. HR of Infosys called the candidate. And they inquired, your data is not matching, etc., etc. Even then, they also didn't realize it's a fraud. The candidate also didn't realize. The day he went to join, that's when everyone was realized they were cheated. Okay, these are all some of the case laws. So now, there are some cases I discussed, right? Some qualifies to be a negligence from others, some qualifies to be a negligence from our own side, where to receive the advance amount, we give the UPI credentials, scanning the QR code and other things and all. Now coming to this adjudication process, why the adjudication process? Because of the negligence from the third party, where they are having our data. Section 43 is elaborate enough. It gives damages to computer system and computer network. Any person without permission of the owner or any other person who is in charge of a computer or a system or a network, unauthorizedly access to alter, destroy, to steal data, to change data, everything. It is comprehensive enough. A unauthorized access, it may be to a computer or computer network. Computer network in the sense, it may be a bank network where we do internet banking, or it may be a corporate account like any corporate database, or cheating any corporate. Yeah, those things. So next one, sir. Section 43A. This is what I was talking about. This is the heart of adjudication process, which gives your right to claim if you are not wrong. So what does 43A talks about? Compensation for failure to protect data. Here, who has to protect data? To the person whom I have handed over my data, right? Bank has my financial data, hospitals have my health data, employer will have my personal data, financial data, health data, everything. Similarly, I would have given to any other person, like Aadhaar card or PAN card or any other details, right? What it talks about, where a body corporate possessing, dealing or handling any sensitive personal data or information in a computer resource, which it owns, controls or operates and is negligent in implementing and maintaining reasonable security practice, and thereby causes wrongful loss to someone by giving wrongful gain to someone else, and they are responsible for providing compensation, right? Up to 5 crores. The adjudicator can, you can approach adjudicator to claim a compensation up to 5 crores. Above 5 crores, you have to go to civil court. Now, the question is, what is this reasonable security practice? Can anybody talk about? What should be, what qualifies to be reasonable security practice?
Standards, BCA,
Standards, BCI, HIPAA, sorry? Compliance. Yeah, compliance. But it is not defined in the IT Act, unfortunately. They have told reasonable security practice, but what is reasonable security practice is not specifically defined until unless we have a PDPA and other things and all. But it is said if the organization is complied with ISO 27001, they are deemed to be complied with the reasonable security practice. Now in this, we have two cases. One is Suma Shankar versus ICICI Bank. There is a landmark judgment in India, which is delivered by Justice P.T. Asha here in the month of November. Here, the person loses money in 2008, 6,46,000, right? And he is sitting in Dubai. He is having an account in Tuticon, and he transfers every month 40 to 50,000 for his parents to withdraw. This is the transaction normally. It is not more than 40,000 deposit, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 withdrawal. This is the trend for many years. One fine day, what happens? There will be a withdrawal of 1 lakh each. 5 transactions, 1 lakh each, 1 lakh 46,000. One more transaction, 5-6 transactions, 6,46,000 is gone. Now, how it is gone, we'll come to that later. And the person who has, to which account it has gone, that is also ICICI Bank, but that is in Mumbai branch, if I'm not wrong. And there he withdraws 4 lakh immediately. Another 1,46,000 he will not be able to withdraw. Okay. So now 4 lakh is gone. Now they lodge a complaint, and I think Balu sir also involved in that case. Yeah. So now there is a question, how it happened. Then if we go back 3 days before, he'll receive a mail from the mail ID customercare@icicibank.com telling that we are upgrading our security measures from 256 bit to 512 bit. You kindly give your details, right? Now, what as a layman we will do if I get a mail from the bank? Otherwise, your bank account will be blocked and you will not be able to use. And end of the day, you have to give. What do we do? This is the urgency created. In 2008, now in 2023, things are different. That time, nobody would have thought, and he went and clicked on that link. Whatever it asked, he filled and he came, and then money went. So this was the case, and this was filed before adjudication officer of Chennai. Then the bank said adjudication officer does not have the authority to handle this case. Then it went to CAT, Cyber Appellate Tribunal. Unfortunately, the officers in Cyber Appellate Tribunal got retired. For many years, the case was not taken up until 2017 or so. Then new office, then it was merged with TDSAT, and TDSAT took up, and in 2018, they also delivered the judgment. It is negligence of the bank. Bank has to pay back the compensation. Here, the adjudicating officer had ordered to pay 12,85,000 along with the cost and other things and all. But TDSAT, what they did, they reduced it bit more for the expenses which is being awarded. 7 lakh change something they said, and till the date they have to pay the interest. Then a bank, what they did, they went to Madras High Court. That is, I'll show the chat. Before that, we'll complete. Under section 62, you can file to High Court. So High Court of Madras heard. There was a lengthy argument, and the bank took the stand. Anybody can send a mail. Anybody can create a website like this, like icicibank.com. Is it possible? No. We can't create a similar website, but one can spoof the mail. But in order to prove that somebody has spoofed the mail, the burden of proof was lying on them, and they didn't give any IP address to that extent. And one more negligence of the bank was, we asked them to lodge a complaint because money was in your custody. You should also lodge a complaint, but they failed to lodge a complaint, as they said we have directed you and you have to lodge a complaint. That was one. Second thing is, out of this 6,46,000 which went to another ICICI bank account, that was a current account, and that has a OD outstanding of some 35,000. So as soon as the money went, they took that money. So now in CRPC, IPC and all, we know who are the parties, right? If you have taken off the money from fraudulent, you know it is fraudulent transaction because I have complained, and you have taken that money. That means you are also fraud. That was our argument. You are also fraud, and it is not a case of cyber squatting. Having a similar website is called as cyber squatting. Like yahoo.com will be YAH00, not OO. Those things and all will qualify for a cyber squatting, where the similar website will be confusing. But in this particular case, it was not the case. So that's how we were able to convince. And please give a big round of applause to Justice Asha and others for this landmark judgment. The adjudication process which came in 2008, it took until 2023 to get a first case solved. Yeah, 2022 November. All India level first case, yeah. And so hereafter there is a benchmark which is set and it will move on, right? And the complainant also, we should appreciate him for waiting so long. And we thought they may appeal to Supreme Court, but just coming yesterday, before I came here, I got an update. ICICI Bank has remitted 18 lakh. Rest they have to get it. No, we claim for 52 lakhs because my money was taken from US dollars. On that day, what was US dollar? Today, what is US dollar? You pay that. And along with the litigation cost, travel and other things, that we'll see how to take the remaining money from. But the best thing is, we got the money from bank. Second case was, 1 minute back. Second case was Srikanth Subramanian versus IndusInd. This is also a peculiar transaction. In this, what happens? It's a credit card fraud. This guy will have a credit card, IndusInd credit card, and he's using from last 12 years. And in between, in November, his card is about to expire. So bank will send a new card in October. After he receives the new card, he won't log in or anything. And 24th to 26th, 28th, 4 days. In between these 4 days, somebody is trying to access his credit card to pay bills. His credit card limit was 10 lakh. First transaction they will try for 10 lakh 20,000, it will fail. And then bank will revert. Second time, again they will try for $5,000. For some reason it will fail. Again bank will revert. Third time they will try. That is again for 15 lakh, because they don't know, right, what is my limit. That will also fail, that will also get reverted. 3 times it is reverted. Fourth time it will go through. In the midnight, all these transactions, if we observe, between 1 to 2 AM, this is happening. Then again when we track down the IP address and other things and all, these transactions is happening from Kabul. Kabul, Afghanistan, somebody has booked air tickets and other things and all, and they have taken money. 30th I log in and I check my account, it's spent. Entire 10 lakh is spent. And now I am wondering, then I immediately give a complaint to the bank. Bank will say it is a legitimate transaction. Every case, bank stands it legitimate transaction, you have given user ID, password or OTP. This is what they say. So then it went to adjudication. This is in Karnataka, and then they were not able to give the IP address in this case also. They gave SMS sent, but what log they gave was from their server, from IndusInd Bank server. But what I want is from the service provider. Suppose I am using a Airtel. Now give me to show that SMS I have received from Airtel, not from your server. You can give anything from your server, whatever you want. You might have sent also, but it has not come to me. And here, in these two cases, who are the negligent? The bank, right? Then what is the reasonable security practice we are talking about? This is the reasonable security practice. As a bank, you have the system. You have cyber security. You have all the firewalls, the whatnot, the SMS, the automated AIs, everything you have. Then these are all unusual transactions. Like it's simple, you could have traced the IP address which is coming from Kabul, that too out of India. I am sitting here. In Uma Shankar case, the unusual transaction is 1 lakh withdrawal, which never happened, right? Neither I did receive the OTP also. That also you didn't check. These are the negligence from the bank side, right? So in these type of cases, you have the right to tell bank, you are negligent to protect my money, my data, so you have to pay me. Yeah? The next one, sir. Yeah, power to adjudicate. So, because there was two more cases where this is also 2008-9, where the bank said adjudicator doesn't have the authority to try these cases. He don't have the jurisdiction. So when the jurisdiction comes, it took long years to go back to CAT, TDSAT and come back to adjudicator. It took 10 years, 10 to 12 years. Now it is not the case. At least till now it happened. So now section 46 is very clear. It gives the power and authority to the adjudicator of the state to try civil cases which is in IT word. That is to claim the damages. That is up to 5 crores and over and above 5 crores. Again, you have to go to civil court. Now what is the process here? The process is same as any civil suit, claiming for damages. And we have a court fee. We have to pay the court fee and file the application. It has 5 sections. Time of contravention, when it happened, how it happened, when you got to know, and when you intimated the bank, when did you rise, etc. Once you file, the trial begins, similar to civil procedure code. But there is no hard fast rule. Adjudicator has to follow these norms which is defined in CPC. He can have his own norms, but for all the practical purposes, it comes under CPC, right? Sir. Next one. Okay, I put across for 65B. I think sir is already there, who has tried the 65B certificate and won the case. So this is basically any evidence when we submit to the court. There are 2 types of evidences, right? One is primary, one is secondary. When primary evidence is produced, there is no question asked. Now in IT cases, what becomes for the primary? In cyber cases, what becomes primary evidence? Device. It may be mobile, it may be laptop, or it may be a server. Today, most of the things happening in cloud. So most of the evidences are sitting in server. Can I bring the server to the court? Not possible. So that's where the secondary evidences can be produced to the court in the form of printouts, putting into CD, pen drive, or whichever form we give as a evidence. That has to be certified by the owner of the system. Whether it's the owner of the server, owner of the computer, or owner, you may take it from the cyber cafe. Cyber cafe will give a certificate under 65B certificate. And happy to announce once again, Balu sir submitted 65B for Suhas Katti case in 2007. Nobody knew what was 65B at that time. 4, yeah. In 2004 itself, they have used 65B certificate. Go on, sir. Let me not get into much of that. Yeah, go on, sir. I think some case laws on 65B certificate, there was a lot of confusion whether it is required or not. In the Supreme Court, there were a couple of cases where it said it's only a procedural thing, 65B is not required. And later on in one of the judgment, they said 65B is required. So because of all this confusion, in the final Arjun Pandit Rao case, they upheld 65B is a mandatory when you are producing a secondary evidence to the court, in the form, which is in the form of electronic records. So these are some of the case laws. Navjot Sandhu and versus, sir. That's why I'm skipping. Move on, sir. Move on, sir. This was the last case where it was upheld. 65B is mandatory. Move on. Move on, sir. This is the criminal side, sir. One back. 65 to predominantly 67B. The cyber crimes. This is the criminal part of it. 65 tampering with computer resource, that is basically source code, and 66 computer related offences. Now 66 and 43A goes hand in hand. Both are used vice versa. One for civil and one for criminal damages. 66A is knocked down. It is no more a valid section. That is knocked down in Shreya Singhal case, which was judgment was delivered stating that 66A is against Article 19, which is freedom of speech and expression. Sir. One few things. Yes, sir. Go on, sir. Go on, sir. Yeah, this we can skip. These are basically details of the other slide you didn't give him, I think. Okay. Now, reasonable security practice we spoke about, right? Now, what is the reasonable security practice? This is one of the implementation framework we have come up with. Basically, what qualifies to be a secured environment to have the data. One is ISO 27001 that doesn't deal anything with the data, but that ISO 2007 is done for some different purpose, but we are interpreting differently. Go on, sir. No, go on to the, there is a chart. Next one. Yeah, next. Next. Go on, sir. Yeah, hold on. One more. Okay, this is what we have put across the framework. Like any organization for that matter. Like what organization deals with data, right? We give Aadhaar card, we give PAN card, we give applications. In the application, we fill our name, phone number, email ID, address. Many things we give. Like what happens to these data? Like one is the GDPR, which is the stringent measure European Union has come, and everyone is taking whatever good we can take, and PDP also we have taken a lot of things from that, which will come. Until then, what qualifies? One is, this I made it for the rules, like under Information Technology Act. Further, there are certain rules. One came in 2011, 13, and recent one we have 2021. That came for the social media news and other people who are like OTT platforms, for do's and don'ts and what are the damages which can be given. So what we have 4 phases. One is definition, implementation, monitoring and controlling. Under what? One is identification, that is the rule 3. And then comes the privacy disclosure, collection of information, disclosure and transfer of information, and information security. Right? These are the major phases where data will flow. So under definition, I need to have a team source and I need to segregate the data. That is PI, SPI, FPI, HPI, etc. One is personal information, sensitive personal information, financial personal information, health personal information. In US, we have a different laws for all this. We have HIPAA for health and various other aspects. But unfortunately here, we don't have anything as such. So once I define, then I need to have the format, and I need to list my grievance officer in the website whom I can reach in case of any issues. And then comes the collection. Like we give, anybody ask anything we give, right? If somebody asks for Aadhaar card for giving some simple thing, we tend to give Aadhaar, and we tend to give PAN card and various other things. Using that, there are a lot of crimes which may happen without our knowledge also, or somebody is using my data, we don't know. Yes? True. So what is the purpose? Purpose, collection and processing. The purpose should be defined for what purpose they are collecting the data. But unfortunately, we are also not enforcing as of now because it's very nascent stage still. But as per the rule is concerned, they need to define the purpose, for what purpose they are collecting, how they are processing. And when they process to third party, this is where this network and other thing APIs are connected, right? Like bank data getting misused or somebody getting into network. The data which is going should be encrypted, as simple as that. But many a times, even today, many corporates we have seen, they send in a plain text. Forget about encryption. Anybody can take the data from anywhere, right? So that comes under the implementation. We have put across the guidelines, training. R&R is roles and responsibilities, non-disclosure agreement with third parties, and grievance officer, notice and consent. Basically, they have to take a consent for what purpose they are taking the data and how they are processing. And once they obtain the consent, mode of transfer, that is where encryption will come into play. You encrypt and send it, and lock and key, like to the various security measures. One is physical security. My server, my system, physically I secure them, right? With the lock and other things and all. The second one comes logical security and application security. Document and product security. Like application security is our passwords and other things and all. Logical is where before I boot, I have a password to the system, right? So all those aspects. Then for any failures, we do a RCA, that is root cause analysis, and review should be done quarterly. If some body corporate is able to prove this before the adjudicator, I have these reasonable security practice, in spite of that, this loss has happened and I am not liable, then he'll be cleared. So this is the process where it qualifies to be having a reasonable security practice by a body corporate, right, sir? It's submitted to in National Law School. Come, almost done. Yeah, and yeah, rules of 2021. That is a due diligence by an intermediary. Who is an intermediary? Agencies. Any third party is an intermediary. Bank, it may be website, it may be OLX, or it may be any other party. Everybody is an intermediary. Like the news media now coming in OTT, right? Movies are coming in OTT, news media in online. From offline, everyone has moved to online. For them, these new rules have come up where they have to adhere to all these rules and regulations in order to be safe and secure. Because a lot of defamation is taking place through this social media, which is not true, it is being circulated. The next one. Yeah, go on, sir. Yeah, go on. This is a simple chart to depreciate. I'm not sure if you are able to see the here. We have depreciated the adjudication process. Basically, when the cyber crime takes place, what are the remedies available? Starting from FIR process, on this side we have put adjudication process. Section 46 and then trial and damages, then go to High Court, Supreme Court, etc. Right? Go on, sir. Yeah, I think in the interest of time, any questions? Yeah, please, waiting for questions only. What?
Anyone who has questions, kindly write it in a paper and give it here.
They can ask.
Or you can come over to the front to ask the question.
They can ask from there only.
What is the percentage of convictions cybercrime?
I have the answer, sir. I have the answer. Because I did one research. There I got to know in India, the conviction of cybercrime is 0.0034%. Yes, it is there. Sir, you had? Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you had told about the Aadhaar card or other documents can be misused. In such a case, how can we get your support?
See, one thing is because of that misuse, what was the impact? If there is a loss, what type of loss? If it is a financial loss, then if I can track down to that level, and I had a loss of say 1 lakh rupees I lost because somebody misused my Aadhaar card. So my bank account was hit or whatever. If I get that, then from there I can take it whether to lodge with the police or should I go to adjudicating process. What I try to say when the misuse of data is, somebody else may, using my Aadhaar card, somebody else may say take a rental house. For example, I am taking. And they may be a criminal, I don't know. The owner may ask, okay, give me your Aadhaar card, they may give somebody's card. Photo we may not be able to verify very peculiarly with the Aadhaar photo, right? That may be one type of crime, or other type of cyber crimes, or maybe anything. What I try to say is the person who is collecting the Aadhaar information, they should they should tell me for what purpose they are taking the Aadhaar card information or personal information. That is the mandate, which nobody is doing. Somebody is asking for Aadhaar, we are giving. So we need to know why we are giving. As simple as that. That's what I meant. I hope that answers your question. Sir. Yeah. Yes. Let's have a big hand for you, sir. Involved in that. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah. No, if we are able to prove that because of the negligency of another person, I have occurred a loss, definitely I have a right for asking for compensation. So in this particular case, where it got leaked and how much was the damage, if I can quantify, definitely I can take through adjudication process. That is up to 5 crores as I said. And if it is above 5 crores, in the same provision, I can take it to civil court as well. Same limitation, 3 years. The limitation act will apply. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, yeah, yes. But we can do. It's a, even I came across couple of piracy thing in couple of movies where we are handling that. But we didn't go to adjudication process. We didn't go yet. But this will be an interesting case definitely if we go there. Whoever it is. No, there are two things. One is leaked. Who leaked? Because of him, I occurred a loss. Second thing is who had to protect. If you say central government, I have to make a center. No, there will be a first loop, no, sir. From first loop only it starts. Ah, it qualifies to be a data theft, which is 66 and 43A together. Yeah. So under that we can try. Yeah, that is a big one. Even we had few cases we are handling.
You mentioned the Kabali name. So cyber society will go.
Superstar called me to his residence and honored me for the quiz.
Very good, very good.
We are honored to have you here.
That's why we honored you. Next RB. RB.
Yes. As of now, no. As I said, the person collecting the personal information, the mobile number is also one of the personal information. Whether it may be mobile number or email ID or my address, that is personal information. Not sensitive personal information, but it is personal information. We have the right to ask why you are asking for mobile number. You have the right to deny also. You raise a complaint to madam. Madam will call from. He is asking this and. That's what technology is playing a role. They are not giving physical invoice. They tell I will send you electronically. You tell I don't want electronically. You are bound to give a bill to me. Consumer code is there. We can file there also if he is refusing to give the bill. To answer your second question, how data is going? It may go from anywhere, not only from mobile shop. Our phone number, like various apps. How many apps you have, sir? At least 4 or 5 apps you have downloaded. Your number is with them. If you have WhatsApp, your number is there. Telegram number is there. And how this the dark web? I didn't speak about the dark web because that was not relevant to this subject. Dark web is one place you pay 800 rupees, you will get 2000 contacts. Like how they categorize the data information. Like some pharma companies need to know how many diabetic people are there in South India. They need to take the sample from all the states. So they go. Some people are there. They go there. They pay 2000 rupees. They'll get 10,000 data. Okay, in this age range, in this area, in this region, this many patients are there. That is sensitive personal information again. Again, from there it is going from hospital. I had a case. One person, no broker. No broker. He went and he was searching for home, and then he lost money. From some fraudster took some 6 lakhs rupees. Now, from where he got the data? He would have got the data from no broker. So we are filing against no broker in this adjudication process. So it is very difficult to say from where mobile number can be leaked. Hmm. Could be. That could be one of the source. Yeah. Yes, sir. Ideally, they should give a reply within 24 hours. Or you have to file. No, one bank, what happened, after getting the order under 451, 457 to defreeze, they didn't even release the amount. We filed contempt against them. You can take the court help to tell them. But ideally, it's 24 hours. You send her 91 and 102 CRPC, right? Respond. So we can take it to the next level in that case through the court. RBI also we can raise a complaint. Yes, sir. Ombudsman. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We did that in that cooperative bank case. It was out of my mind. Film shop. SIM swap. You come here, interesting question. Let everyone hear.
Sir, it was a SIM swap case, sir. Okay, the victim amount nearly 10 lakhs has been looted, sir. Okay, he actually switched off the phone at night, sir. He was receiving a OTP message. Keep on, he was receiving the OTP message. Then, by fear, he switched off his mobile. Okay, and at morning, when he checked on his account, nearly 10 lakhs has been looted, sir. What they did, like they SIM swapped in West Bengal. They swapped the SIM. They used the victim number and they swapped it there, and they get the OTP, and they applied for a loan, pre-approved loan, and they withdraw the amount, sir. They send to, for first for the 10 lakhs, they send the amount to one Bank of Baroda account, sir. In that Bank of Baroda account, when we check on the KYC, he gave the Aadhaar number, sir. Aadhaar number was wrong one. It was belong to some old person. The name was belongs to some other person. The address was also some other person. Mobile number linked was belongs to some other person. Only the photo was belongs to the account holder. The account was open, sir. When we check on the Bank of Baroda, he is telling that, sir, here we do, how we verify the customer, I asked, sir. Here, did they tell, like, here we send the OTP to Aadhaar linked number, sir. That fraudster had the Aadhaar linked number with him.
That is swapped.
So, yeah, he with him, sir. So, he told the OTP, sir. Then I asked a physical verification, address verification, how you do? They said, like, we will, from our headquarters, they will send the courier to the post office. And from post office, they go to the home and verify, sir. In this case, the accused contacted the postman and got the courier in road, sir. Because the address was not true. It was fake.
Fake.
Okay, sir. In this case, can we file a case against the bank, sir?
Yeah, we can, because of the, as you said, the name, address, and
Everything is fake,
everything
sir.
is fake.
Everything is
Then
fake,
what
sir.
is that due diligence or that security practice bank had? They didn't have anything.
Yes.
It's a pure negligence.
For SwimSwap, we can file against mobile operator also.
Yeah, absolutely.
How long the period, sir? The duration, how long, within how long period we need to file, sir? Does there any period avail, sir?
Limitation. Generally 3 years.
3 years, okay.
You can do it. It's a
Okay.
good case.
Okay, sir. Then I will
There is a
inform
lot
the-
of negligence from the bank in order to have the KYC done. And also against the postman also we can...
Yes, sir. When we...
no, the postman also negligent in this case, no. He is supposed to go and... Because at least from the bank when it comes, he can't deliver it in the road.
Okay.
So...
One more question, sir. Sir, after we freeze the account, we give intimate to the court, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Some of the victim has actually doesn't have money to file the petition, sir. Is there any other way that they file by themselves?
Yeah.
Or
Party-
only they need to contact
No,
the legal aid?
no. They can file themselves. An application party in person they can appear, or there are a lot of legal aids which gives, the court also offers, right, the free legal services. They can take that also. This defreezing is simple 3 steps. One application I file, there will be a hearing, public prosecutor objection, then orders.
But here it takes nearly 2 to 3 months, sir, for giving the court order. We have given the intimation, sir, but since till now no court order has been came for return the amount, sir.
It depends on the court how they are occupied also. Maybe we may need to talk to the judge also and make him understand, him or her. That may help, I think.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good question.
ஒரு suggestion, sir.
Sir.
Adjudication is only for contravention.
Yes.
Contravention is intermediate தான் பண்ண முடியும்.
Yes.
Accused கிடையாது.
இல்ல.
Accused இப்ப அந்த கேஸ் வர்சல் கேஸ் சொன்னேன்.
ஆமா.
கிரிமினல் ஹேக்கர் வேற, அது தனியா கிரிமினல் கேஸ் பண்றோம்.
ஆமா.
இதுல வந்து
what is the negligence of the body corporate where
Even
they are having the data.
ஓடிபி ஷேர் பண்ணா கூட நான் ஓடிபியை பில்லிங்கா ஷேர் பண்ணுவேன் நான். எனக்கு அந்த நாலேஜே நீ கொடுக்கல பேங்க்.
No, bank is sending.
நீங்க போடுறதெல்லாம் கேட்ட நான் என்ன சொல்றேன், you have to educate. நான் சொல்லிட்டேன் மாட்ட கட்டுங்கிற மாதிரி தான் இருக்கும்.
Sir, what
வந்து ஒரு மார்க் வில் மாதிரி வச்சு நீங்க வந்து கஸ்டமர் பூரா அது வந்தா கூட இது பண்ணலன்னு சொல்லணும். இப்போ என்னுடைய இதுல ஃபேஸ்புக்கை ஹேக் பண்ணாங்க. என்னுடைய கான்டாக்ட் பூரா யாருமே வந்து இந்த வர்ச்சுவல் பேக்கர் ரிக்வெஸ்ட்டுக்கு உடன்படலை, எல்லாம் இக்னோர் பண்ணிட்டாங்க. அப்போ நான் திரும்ப 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 சொன்னதே சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கேன். இப்போ அதே போல் பேங்க் என்ன சொல்லும் கஸ்டமருக்கு, ஓடிபியை ஷேர் பண்ணாதன்னு நீ மெசேஜ் கொடுத்துட்டு கால் மேலே கால் போட்டு வந்தா நான் வேணும்னு ஷேர் பண்ணுவானா? வாட் எவர் மேபி த லாஸ், பணத்தை கொண்டாந்து உங்கள் பேங்க்கில் கொண்டாந்து கொடுக்குறோம் சேஃப்டிக்காக. நீங்கள் ரிட்டர்ன் பண்ணிவிட்டு அப்புறம் கேஸை இது பண்ணி நீங்கள் பணத்தை எடுத்துங்க. இப்போ ஆக்சிடென்ட் ஆகுது இல்லை, இன்சூரன்ஸ் இப்போ வண்டி ஓட்டு போகிற நெக்லிஜென்ஸில் ஆக்சிடென்ட் ஆகுது, அவங்க காம்பன்சேட் கூட இதை போல் திங்க் ஓவர் பண்ணி. ஏன்னா டிஜிட்டல் பேங்கிங்கை நீங்கள் இது பண்ணணும்ல. நான் டிஜிட்டல் பேங்க் இல்லை, டிஜிட்டல் பேங்கே வேண்டாம்னு சொல்ல முடியாதுல்ல. பண்ணணும்னு சொன்னால் நீங்கள் கஸ்டமரை யூ ஹேவ் டு சேஃப்கார்ட். அட்ஜுடிகேஷன் ஒன்று இருக்குது. எஸ், அட்ஜுடிகேஷன் நிறைய பேர் போகிறதில்ல, போகிறது இதுவும் போகணுங்கிற அது.
Sir, just to add, I have two thoughts for the bank. Now, most of you use Gmail, right? If you log in from another system, what you have the two-factor authentication. What it will ask? You have to say it's me. Who does the same thing does in for net banking? If they do this, 50% of the crimes will come down. RBI sir is there. I don't know why RBI is not coming up with this. Second thing, every system has a MAC ID. You know what is MAC ID? That is the physical address of the MAC. It will never be same for two systems. If the bank give me the option, from only this MAC ID, this transaction should happen, another 50% crime will come down. Third thing,
Technically, it is not possible.
it is possible. When I have, you have given me user ID and password. Just tag my MAC ID. That's it. You need to verify one more field. Or if I am using from my mobile, you need to add one more field.
If you connect to Wi-Fi, it will use a random MAC address each time. So tagging a MAC address is not technically.
No, MAC ID is for the system, not for the net. No, it is not for the router.
No, it is for the system. But the system will not give the same MAC address every time you connect to Wi-Fi.
It should give.
It will not.
Okay.
Because I am in the same field actually. So yearly.
After 16 router, the TCP IP packet cannot store this MAC
Correct.
address.
See, the next thing is the MAC address belongs to only your LAN network. So when you connect it to the bank, it is in a WAN network. So the MAC address cannot transfer from the LAN network.
Okay, can I ask you one thing? How this Gmail is doing that? If I log in from other system, it will ask if I am the
That
person.
is using a cookie.
Okay.
They can do that. Whether it is possible to do or not, it is possible.
That's all I wanted.
It's not possible with MAC cookies.
Ah. No, I understand. Gmail doesn't understand the MAC ID. That was a thought. Yeah, of course. See, still I can restrict. I use only my home or my office. I restrict my MAC ID to this. But still they can do. These are another thing, mobile net banking.
That's why the TCP IP
Yeah,
that is used in the internet, please remember it was invented in 1986,
83.
83. Today we don't use any technology device in our home.
Correct.
That was used in 83.
Absolutely.
Except this internet TCP IP.
Absolutely.
Okay, that is the biggest flaw.
Absolutely.
The TCP IP was decided, they never thought of this kind of financial transaction.
Okay.
So unless we move to IPv6,
Yeah, IPv6.
IPv6, that is what RBI, everybody is pushing. Like US, they made it mandate by 25, no more TCP IP4.
Yeah, IPv4.
IPv6 knowledge.
It will definitely it will come because we don't have a choice. IPv4 is already over. More than people in the world, there are devices, right? So IPv4 will not take. One person will have 3 to 4 devices at least. So into so many, right? So that will come. Yeah, good. Thanks.
மொபைல் லொகேஷனே அதையும் ஒன்றா கார்லேட் பண்ணலாம் சார்.
This one, sir.
மொபைல் நான் இப்போ மொபைல் யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்கேன்ல, இது எங்கே இருக்க லொகேஷன் அதையும் இது பண்ணாங்க டிரான்ஸ்லேட்.
Mobile that will come from the tower, no? That won't.
Today it shows your operating system, your IP,
Yeah.
which location you have accessed, and based on the cookie information, it identifies that this is a new system. Login is observed from a new system.
Yeah.
So if the MFA is configured, I need to give yes, it's me.
Absolutely.
Then it actually takes.
Absolutely.
Other thing what they can do is geofencing.
Yeah.
If you wanted to.
One more awareness tip is the internet banking. There is a limit. We can set a limit per day, right? 20,000, 50,000 or whatever. So if somebody has not set the limit, kindly set the limit so that you won't your account will not be vanished.
Last point, because already we are approaching for lunch.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
don't want to waste much time. One point which Mr. Balu was telling, the location where the mobile is and the IP, the internet protocol is there. For example, I logged in and closed my account at 10 o'clock in the night from Chennai. Okay, somebody hacks my account from Egypt at 1 p.m. So such abnormalities, whenever there is an abnormality in logging in, the system should detect and do that, and there will be a software for that.
Absolutely. That's the same thing which we were talking about this.
Why also the person was drawing only 6,000, 7,000 rupees, but suddenly 1 lakh or 20,000 or something goes somewhere. So there must be an abnormality indicator for that.
Absolutely. That's the same thing what we have suggested also to RBI as well. And there was the same line of arguments what we had. That was the reasonable security practice which was missing to identify the abnormal transaction.
I informed the Facebook USA, I called Nisha Madam and I spoke to her after Mr. Siddhan and Veerappan referred me to you. Then police system, see, see, they are very, I can't say that they have to solve all the problems and all, it's very difficult for them. So I contacted the Facebook employee itself in Chicago. He solved the problem in 1 week and got back my account. But within that 1 week, what are
The cyber lab. Similarly, I think in Chennai also a lot of companies are coming. But only thing is the amount of crime what is happening, the force they have is very limited. In Bangalore, one station have 25 people, 15 FIR getting registered.
responded immediately and she suggested also, thank you for that. But as I told you, police is not competent in certain cases. That is because of the technology.
Technology is changing every day now, sir. Every day you have to update. And cyber criminals are one step ahead always, which we all know. As I said, Nigerian fraud it started. Today we are in this YouTube fraud. Tomorrow what will come we don't know. That new things will come up. Every day they are also thinking of new things. The Jamtara series it will tell.
National law school, this is my national law school also. Because
Oh,
I'm also from national law school.
great, sir.
So national law school itself system is corrupt. What else will you say?
No, if we go and analyze 1,000 websites today, 900 will come out with the same results. So let's not get into that.
அவுட் சோர்ஸ் தான் சார் பண்ணணும் சைபர் கிரைம் நாட் ஒன்லி ஃபார் மானிட்டரிங் நாலேஜ் வைஸை இப்போ நமக்கு ஏதோ ஒரு ட்ரைனிங்கில் வந்துடுறோம் அதோட இருக்கக்கூடாது இப்போ அவுட் சோர்ஸ் பண்ணி அவங்க இது பண்ணணும் பண்ணாதான் இன்வெஸ்டிகேஷன் ஃபுல் ஃப்ளெட்ஜாக இருக்கும் நான் பழசை தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டே வந்தேன்னா ஒன்றுத்துக்கும் லாய்க்கு வராது நான் 2004 நாவி அதுக்கு ஒன்றும் பணம் கொடுக்கல அது அவுட் சோர்ஸ் பண்ணேன் நான் கிருஷ்ணா சாஸ்திரி எல்லாரும் எனக்கு ஹெல்ப் பண்ணாங்க எல்லாரையும் அவுட் சோர்ஸ் பண்ணிட்டு தான் இது யார்ட்டையும் பர்மிஷன் கேட்கல பணமும் கொடுக்கல ஆனால் இப்போ அப்படி வரமாட்டாங்கல்ல பணம் கொடுத்தா வருவாங்க அப்போ அதுக்கு வந்து சைபர் கிரைம் இன்வெஸ்டிகேஷனா கவர்மெண்ட் செய்யணும் செய்யலைன்னா இண்டஸ்ட்ரி நாஸ்காம் இருக்கு டேட்டா செக்யூரிட்டி கவுன்சில் அப்படி இருக்கு ஹெல்ப் பண்ணணுங்க
They are all helping, but still.
இல்லை ஹெல்ப் பண்ணாக்க இப்போ நிறைய இதெல்லாம் இருக்கு ஐயோட இல்லை அதை அனலைஸ் பண்ணலாம் காசு இல்லாமல் என்ன பண்ண முடியும் ஒன்றுமே கரணம் இல்லாமல் இது போடுற வெளுக்காம துவைக்கிறாங்க.
I'll take this message to DSCA as well, sir. I'll update.
இந்த மாதிரி இதில் இருந்துதா நம்ம we have to help the police for investigation. நம்ம கேஸுன்னு இல்லை மொத்தமாக எந்த கேஸாக இருந்தாலும் அவங்களுக்கு ஹெல்ப் பண்ணால் தான் அது அப்புறம் கன்விக்ஷன் ஆகலாம் அவனே பாருன்னா
2004 அதை பண்ணிருக்கீங்க.
அதான் சொல்கிறேன் நான் பண்ணேன்னா நான் என்னுடைய இது இல்லை இப்போ நான் 65 வச்சேன்னா நான் இது மாதிரி கிளாஸ் எடுக்கும்போது கேட்டுக்கிட்டு இருந்தேன் அது அவரே கூடுவேன் எந்த யூனிவர்சிட்டி கூப்பிடுவேன் யாருக்கு யார்ட்டையும் கேட்கல கமிஷனர் கேட்கல யாரும் கேட்கல யாரை போட்டு வந்துருவாரு.
Thank you so much.
Sir, thank you very much. Thank you. Just I wanted to add a point for Ranganathan sir. ஒரு பாயிண்ட் ஆட் பண்ணது இந்த ரீசனபிள் செக்யூரிட்டி ப்ராக்டிசஸ் அப்படிங்கிறது இட் இஸ் டிஃபைன்ட் இன் தி ஐடி ஆக்ட் தோ இட் இஸ் அட் தி ஹையர் லெவல் left to the individuals represent what is that representation, right? Each one will look at it in a different view. For me, the reasonable security practices, if I have 5 controls, security controls, yes, it is met. Somebody you can think 10 controls are needed, 15 controls are needed. So considering the current, the complexity, what they have done is CERT India, okay, from the government of India, they have actually, CERT India is the national nodal agency which actually responds to this security incidents, right? They have actually published the IT rule book, which clearly talks about the reasonable security practice. In fact, like for all the critical information infrastructure providers, like be it banking, telecom, power sector, this is all controlled, even banking for the RBI, right? Controlled and regulated by the sectoral agency. Like if it is a telecom or the power, NCIPC. National Critical Information Infrastructure Protector. Banking means RBI. They have clearly created or formulated the set of security controls. Today, nobody can say if I have only 5 controls, reasonable security practice is met. It is clearly documented when it comes to the physical security, logical security, data security, privacy aspect. How do you monitor this incident? How you need to report? Again, the business continuity aspect, these all defined. And the sectoral agency is actually doing enforcement in terms of conducting an audit. At least once in a year, they do audit for all the critical information infrastructure provider to see the level of efficacy of this controls implemented, right? Today there is no way. They'll have to implement these controls to protect the consumer data. This is the point just I wanted to leave. Thank you.
அதாவது இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் என்ன வேல்யூவோ அதுக்கு தகுந்த மாதிரி இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் ஒன்றும் இல்லைனா கதவை திறந்து போட்டு போயிடலாம். இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் என்ன வேல்யூவோ அதுக்கு தகுந்தாமல் நம்ம செக்யூரிட்டி மெஷர் கரெக்டாக தான்.
Sorry, I forgot to say one more last thing. So, wholeheartedly, I thank Cyber Society of India, Chennai, and all the best for the new team, the energetic team. And as I said in the beginning, this is one of the best institute, the Cyber Society of India, what they are doing for the cyber world in creating awareness and handling such an amazing thing. And thank you for giving me an opportunity to come here again and spare my knowledge along all of with you. And thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir.
vote of thanks பண்ணி எம்சியும் ஒரு இன்னும் தெரியும் ஆனந்தம்.
Thank you very much, sir. It was a real good deliberation, and thank you for the participants for all the questions you have posted, and it was a very nice Q&A session also.